Hi, so this is a different kind of video than what I would normally make, but I'm using it to test a few things because I've been left with this question lately. What is happening with YouTube? I'm not asking this as a way to share the answer. I genuinely don't understand what's happening. Maybe you do. See, I've ran a few tiny channels over the years, each with different niches, and I used to have a vague understanding of how the algorithm worked. When a video gets uploaded, it goes to a test audience of subscribers and a few dozen other people, and then depending on the click-through rate and viewer retention, gets pushed to a larger and larger audience. On top of that, if people search for the right terms and find the video the old-fashioned way, it grows even faster. So, the classic advice of maintaining a good click-through rate, viewer retention, and search optimization was always given out if you looked up how to grow a channel. And for the most part, it worked. However, something seems to have changed. At least for me. So, like I said, I run a few channels. Too many, probably. And have left a few to become abandoned because I've simply been too busy. And as part of an experiment, I might be uploading this video to some of these channels. Like, I'm sure it's a duplicate video, but just to see how it does. However, my main channel is mostly about video games. I also share my songs there occasionally, but no one cares about that. Video essays about games, video game reviews, these are the things that people subscribe for. Anyways, my main channel has over 200 subscribers. That might not be a lot to most people, but I worked to gain those subscribers and I'm very thankful for them. For a few reasons, I took a break from making videos for a while, and then I came back, but here's the weird thing. I expected my viewers to drop from this time away, but my first video returning did surprisingly decent. Keep that in mind. I did the same thing with the Typebeat channel I run. I returned to surprisingly decent numbers, at least for that channel. But one day, I uploaded a video to my main channel, expecting to get maybe a few hundred views as I usually do. There's always off days where videos just don't perform as well as you would think they would. For example, my favorite video I've probably ever made only got around 40 views. However, I returned to 0 views. Weird, right? I thought maybe the topic was just so uninteresting that nobody clicked on it. So I privated the video and moved on. However, the next video and the next video and so on all had the same problem. My channel hasn't recovered since then. I'd get absurdly low view counts regardless of topic or thumbnail. I checked my analytics, and whenever I did get a view here or there, the retention would be great. The CTR would be great. The problem was that I'd only be getting around 10 impressions per video. And no matter how well the video performed with these 10 impressions, I could get all 10 impressions into views with good viewer retention, but it would never be recommended to a larger audience. Not even my own subscribers. Views suddenly dropped on my Typebeat channel as well. However, some random videos here and there would perform about as usual as they used to. I upload daily to this channel, regardless of performance, so, if there was a reason for the videos to perform as usual, I'd see them here. But those were outliers. Shortly after this, I started another Typebeat channel as I wanted to fill another niche. Essentially, the channel revolves around this key phrase, Lucky Type Beat. If you don't know, Lucky is a musician, and type beat means I'm making an instrumental in the style of this musician. It's pretty much the go-to way to advertise and sell beats and instrumentals. That's a whole thing I'm not going to get into in this video. But given the key phrase, which I make sure is in both my channel tags and video tags and in the description and even in the title of every video, you would think that searching that phrase and going by recently uploaded, that these videos would show up in the search results. However, none of them do. Not a single one. This strategy always worked for finding my other Typebeat channel's videos. Still does even. Even with my very first Typebeat channel that I didn't have a niche with, I could always find my own videos by searching the artist and then looking by recently uploaded. And I know I wasn't ranking in these keywords, but I was still at least showing up in recently uploaded. So now I'm left with no understanding of how the algorithm works. I guess something changed. Everything that I was taught about the algorithm has been turned on its head. My videos don't get recommended to my subscribers, and sometimes not even to a test audience, it seems. If they do get recommended to a test audience, the performance doesn't change the impressions. And finally, there's no way to even search for some of my videos, so my videos can't grow that way either. Using YouTube's algorithm, there's suddenly no way to grow an audience, at least for me. I can't even get videos out to my own subscribers. But there's one thing that still works apparently. Shorts. If I upload shorts, they get thousands of views, just as they used to. Weird, right? But yeah, if you have any answers or ideas, please leave them in the comments below. I'd like for this video to not only be able to help me, but also others having similar problems. It's not fun putting in hours and hours of work just to get 0 impressions. And hopefully this video reaches at least a few people. Thank you.